Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Saturday afternoon. Dusk in the dog pound is going to have to be indoors today because it's just too hot out there, y'all. Summer heat set in here in North Georgia, big time. I know a lot of you are probably already experiencing the heat wave. Some of you aren't, but we did starting today. And I know it was supposed to be in the high 90s through all next week, y'all, with humidity that is oppressive. It is oppressive heat. We went out and ran a few errands earlier today. My shirt was sticking to my back. I'm like, summer is here. That's what happens, right? We worked out in the yard a little bit this morning and did a few things, but I tell you, man, I think Mrs. Dog was out there longer than I was. I know I did probably an hour and a half or so of some stuff, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. And this dog probably stayed. She probably stayed there a little too long, but she recovered. It took us, man, that was tough. That was tough heat. But then we ran some errands, so we're fine. I'm going to talk about several things here. There is a new robbery trend, dangerous robbery trend going on that's sweeping United States of America. You need to be aware of it. I'm going to go through that. And you really need to be careful of this. Keep another reason to just keep very alert while we're out there, and also look out for who's watching you. Okay, if that makes sense. Also, I'm going to touch on a lot of people are hurting, all right, and it's going to increase. A lot of people are hurting. I'm going to touch on that, and then I'm also going to give you a short take. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Ted Cruz Tucker Carlson interview. Several of you mentioned it in some comments, and I had seen a few uh, posts. I had seen a few clips of this, and Ms. Dog and I watched several longer clips of this interview. This interview was 2 hours long, and we watched a few longer clips of it last night. So I'm going to give you my take on it, and I might surprise you. I think it might be a little different from what you're expecting. Okay. Also, I have a terrific passage that I will share with you towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But first, people are hurting, and when I do my videos in my truck, I, I typically do it in grocery store parking lots. Now, that doesn't mean I necessarily use that grocery store. It's just, if you notice, well, you might not be able to tell anyway, but I don't do my videos from Walmart parking lots. So we don't shop there, and I wouldn't feel safe doing it there anyway. But it's usually in better parts of town, and where I feel pretty good, feel safe, relatively safe. But the one that I use mostly is it's not a real big parking lot, but I've noticed several times the same car parked kind of in the outer part of the lot where I park to do the videos. And it's a young man, I don't know, not really young. The same car. He's always in the car. It's an older car. And the last time I saw him a few days ago, he looked like I think he's living out of it. And it looked like he was just taking care of some things. And I can tell, I've had clients, I know people that have lived out of the vehicles. I recognize it. And I think he's living out of his vehicle. And it's sad to look at this guy in a store somewhere you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't think it. A month ago he might not have been in that position, but increasingly a lot of people are. Now he's blessed. He's lucky he even has a vehicle. Many don't. Many don't even have that. But I believe he's living out of his car, and I think this is not a bad part of town at all. This is very close to where we live. So it makes you think. We're going to see more of that. We are. I'm seeing more of it. I don't know about y'all. State of Georgia, we're supposed to get a tax surplus, some kind of surplus refund of $500 per household. The governor came out with this a month or so ago, said we should be expecting it any time now. Some people have said they're starting to get it, but I know we haven't, not yet at least, and we should be eligible, but $500. But I noticed that social media is ablaze with people from Georgia coming on there doing short videos saying, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen my 500 yet. Where is it? A lot of videos, y'all. And these people don't look poor. A lot of people over $500. And I know $500 is still a lot of money to me, probably is to you. But it's just the volume of it. It's amazing. And I think that that's telling. I think that that's just, that tells us something. People are hurting. People need it. They need the $500. Maybe they need to pay a bill. Maybe they need to keep their cell phone on, keep their automobile another month, pay the rent that they're probably behind on. $5,000 Doge check sure would have come in handy. Oh well. Oh well. On the flip side of that, though, I saw where Trump said that he announced that this was actually a few days ago that he's expanding the ICE raids in the Democratic power centers, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Get them protection though. Put enough National Guard, military, Marines, SEAL Team Six, SEALs, whatever you got to do, special forces to protect these people. Better protect them. I say go for it, but protect them. Don't let these mobs get them, get around them, and obstruct them. That's my thing. Uh, I think we need to prepare to be uncomfortable, y'all. Prices aren't coming down. This will be another video, but I'm just saying prices aren't coming down. Maybe it was unrealistic to expect it. Maybe so. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Conservatives are eating their own, y'all, and it disturbs me. And maybe it shouldn't disturb me as much as it is, but it is. And I'm seeing it increasingly, and it's disgusting. It's sickening, and I think it really is highlighted in this Ted Cruz Tucker Carlson interview. At least part of it, they're talking about the conflict in the Middle East right now and related subjects. But this was a 2 hour interview. I didn't listen to the whole thing. We've, like I said, we've seen clips of it. Um, I think it's a bad look on both of them, to tell you the truth. And I, frankly, I like both of them. I've always liked Ted Cruz, um, even from Georgia. I mean, he's from Texas. He's a senate. I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's a senator from Texas. I've always liked him fine. Now, yeah, he's got problems. I know he's a member of Congress. You can't trust them completely, but overall, I've liked him fine. And Tucker Carlson, I agree with a lot of stuff he says. I used to watch him, especially when he was on Fox News. I like his monologue was awesome. That first few minutes where he would just spout stuff, man, that was poetry. I mean, and I agree with most of what he says. And even now, he makes a lot of good points about a lot of things. I don't agree with him on everything. I don't agree with him on some big things too. And that's fine. I still listen to him typically. I still want to see what he says. I don't listen to him all the time. It's not one of that I. It's not like one of those I never miss. I mean, sometimes I watch him, but it's a bad look on him too. A bad look. Um, it just was rude, very rude, aggressive, and snide, snarky. Be professional, be civil. You can challenge somebody. You can ask the hard questions in a professional manner and be civil about it without having to do that. What he did, I don't like that. That rubs me the wrong way. Now, Cruz, obviously, if you watch this, the clips that I've watched some long clips. Cruz was not ready. He probably didn't expect this. Probably expected a softer interview, but with Tucker, you got to be. You got to be prepared. So I think Cruz could have been better prepared, frankly. And but I don't mind. I understand him getting up, getting his dander up too by the way he was treated. He sat in there. He stayed. He didn't get up and walk away or nothing. So I do give him credit for that too. But it was a bad look on both, y'all. And it was a bad look for conservatives. If I were a Democratic strategist, I'd be laughing my butt off right now. I'd be laughing my butt off. And next year, in the midterms, I would play clips of this wall to wall, all over the media. I would play clips of this. I would play clips of videos of other conservatives eating each other over what's going on over there, everywhere. And I would say, if I were a Democratic strategist, I would instruct all these Democrats to say, "Hey, y'all accuse you conservatives, you accuse us of eating each other. Look what's been happening to y'all for the last year or two. You're eating your own too. No better than us." That's what they'll say. That's what I would say if I were them. They might. Now I'm going to tell you something, y'all. Y'all, midterms will be here before you know it. And if the Republicans lose the majority, you think you got things bad now? If you think things don't look great now, you just wait. Just wait. If they get a majority in Congress, forget about it. Forget about it. They'll impeach him. They'll impeach the dog squeeze out of him until he's unrecognizable. Serious. Nothing will get done. Absolutely nothing will get done. It'll be all about that. Sound familiar? We need to come together. We don't have to agree on everything, but we got to be civil. And we got to push forward and work together on this. I'm telling you. They're driving the wedge, and it's working right now. The main media is having a field day with this conflict over there in the Middle East. A field day. They're good at that stuff, y'all. It's just my thoughts. It's just my thoughts. But we need to be united. We need to be civil. And we need to treat each other with some respect, mutual respect, even if we don't agree. I know it ain't easy sometimes. I know. I know. I got to work on it too. I admit it. All right. All right. What I really was wanting to talk about here, I'm sitting here droning on about this other stuff here. Police sound the alarm on dangerous jugging. It's called jugging. Jugging robbery trend sweeping across America. Surveillance footage of an increasingly popular violent street crime has surfaced from South Carolina. Y'all. South Carolina police are warning Americans of the disturbing trend. The crime is known as jugging. It's a type of robbery in which criminals surveil banks and ATMs, watching for victims who withdraw large sums of money. When those victims finish their transactions, the juggers will usually follow them to a secondary location where they will rob the victims, often inside their vehicles. Jugging rhymes with mugging. It has been spreading from Texas to South Carolina. First started really getting some press in Texas, actually. And some footage captured April 26th. A man can be seen struggling inside the front passenger area of his truck. Before jumping out of that vehicle and into a silver SUV, the SUV then speeds off with the man's money, and it is captured. It is captured from a different surveillance angles, fleeing from the parking lot. This was apparently a man who was he was a landscape employer, and he was trying to withdrew some cash to pay his payroll, to pay his people that help him. Gone. That quick. It happens in just in an instant. It happens in a flash, they say. So following you to a secondary location, and it's not often that I will go to an ATM at a bank and withdraw cash. I have before, but And it's natural to be alert and look around to who's around you then in broad daylight even. Get in your vehicle and you drive away and you think, I'm clear. Who's following you? Is anybody following you? That's the part we have to pay attention to as well. Easy to let our guard down. It really is, y'all. It would not be difficult to be a victim of this crime. It really wouldn't. He says they are scoping and they will watch you as you're either coming in or going out of a bank, or watch you do ATM withdrawals, seeing how much you're getting cash wise. That's what they're looking for. There's been a wave of arrests in Texas on this, and they're on to it. It's spread all the way into South Carolina. So be alert on this kind of stuff. Even if you say, well, dog, I don't go to the bank. Even if you get cash back somewhere, store, something like that, who's watching you? You know. So be alert to that. That's disgusting, but I'm not surprised at it, to tell you the truth. Um, and with hard times, y'all, and I think we got to, like I said before, we got to prepare for hard times, prepare for being uncomfortable. Ms. Dog and I were talking about, what can we do without? How can we lessen our bill? We go to the store, and we can, we can. I mean, uh, do I need a bag of chips that costs freaking $7 a bag? No, I'd refuse to do that. A bottle of ketchup for $5, $6, $7, $8? No, no. There's other alternatives. We have to adjust. If you haven't already, and just do without some things. I don't know. Share your thoughts on that. Also, I saw a video earlier. It was I don't even remember. It was on social media. I think it was TikTok actually. A young lady. She lives in South Georgia. She was talking about how she lives at the end of a cul-de-sac in South Georgia, and a van. No, it was a truck, blacked out, dark windows, was parked outside her house, and she has young daughters, and this truck would just sat there and didn't want to move. It's like watching. So she said she went out on the front porch with her three German shepherds and hollered out, said, "What do you what's the deal?" Said a man got out and he wouldn't open his door all the way. He was like he was guarded about it, and claimed to be trying to get a price on, or saying that he could do some kind of work. I forgot what it was, yard work or something like that. And it didn't fit. It just didn't feel right, and it wasn't. And and she said, I was armed. I have protection in more ways than one. And he realized that and got on out of there. But I see other videos sometimes of people saying they're being followed, especially women with children, young children, grandchildren. Be careful, be alert, have protection. A dog helps too. Dogs help. Even small dogs can warn you. Even the little dogs here can warn you. They sometimes they're first alert. They're always listening, always watching. And nothing else, they can give you an early warning, right? All right, I'm going to a passage. All right. I'm continuing in Matthew 24. I read the first few verses yesterday. Matthew 24, starting at verse 9. This is the words of Jesus. Then you will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and you will be hated by all nations because of me. At that time, many will turn away from the faith and will betray and hate each other, and many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. Because of the increase in wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. But he who stands firm to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations. And then the end will come. Are we seeing a great falling away now, or is it just beginning? We might be seeing that. We don't know for sure. Because of the increase in wickedness, the love of most, the love of most will grow cold. Many will grow cold. But he who stands firm to the end will be saved. We must stand firm and be saved, y'all. We will. But many are going to fall away, and many are right now and have been. So this is to be expected. But let's hang in there. Let's hang in there with each other. Let's keep in prayer. Let's keep the faith. Keep in the word. Keep in prayer. Let's keep encouraging each other. What can you do? What can you do that's positive? What can you do that helps somebody out? I mean, I often say that, but I mean, what can you do? Donate to a food bank. Donate to a church. Or make sure it's going to the food bank, of course. But or volunteer at a food bank. Volunteer somewhere. What can you help with? You just encourage somebody. Somebody who's sick, neighbor, family, friend. You hadn't talked to in a while. Maybe they're going through something. They went through something. Just check up on them. Text, call, just check in. Something that simple. What can we do? Let somebody in traffic. Hold the door open for somebody and smile. Even if you don't feel like it, it might make somebody's day. Somebody that's down on something, and it's just a small gesture, can be uplifting to them. Be surprised. You'd be surprised. Share your thoughts. Be alert. Be safe out there. Stay close to Jesus. God bless y'all. See you soon.